Guys, I wanted to tell you about my new track, Song of the Sea, which is out now, and I have released it through my ambient project, The Story of the Rose. It's summertime here in England. We're having a very hot summer so far. We've actually had a heat wave. It's very warm today, very sunny outside, which I love. I've actually got a little aircon unit on next to me whilst I make this video because it's really that warm. So Song of the Sea is a very summery song which really feels very appropriate given the type of summer that we're having so far. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this track. It features the sounds of crashing waves more or less throughout the track. What I love doing is combining musical sounds with natural sounds, with Foley sounds, with sounds from nature, sounds from real life. I really love doing that with my music. I think I actually do that across all my musical projects, but particularly with this ambient project, The Story of the Rose. In most of the tracks, I think I've got sounds from nature within the sonic landscape of each track. Certainly most, if not all. So, Song of the Sea was inspired by the sea. It was inspired by the ocean. Particularly, it was inspired by the peace and tranquility that the ocean can evoke. Of course, the sea can be a treacherous place, it can be a stormy place, it can be a scary space, but really what I was trying to convey and embody within this track is a peaceful scene. I listen to sounds of nature, sounds from nature, and I have done so maybe 20 plus years whilst I'm going to sleep. So I'll have rainforest sounds, rain sounds, thunderstorm sounds, bird song, rainforest sounds on in the background as I'm falling asleep. This is something that I've done since I was a teenager, and it really does help to relax me and helps me to get to sleep. I created my ambient project, I started my ambient project really with the main goal being to create music for relaxation, for tranquility, to help not only other people but also actually myself to find a space in which peace can be achieved, peace can be found. I wanted to start making music that people could really find a tranquil escape within. I really want people to listen to my tracks and to escape into the tracks. One of the things that I've been thinking about recently is I really struggled after the pandemic to reacclimise myself into the world. So the pandemic was a very dark time. It was a dark time for a lot of people. It was a dark time for me. I had my own personal struggles and my own personal life situations in the pandemic. But I personally found that the lockdowns brought a sense of slowing down into my life. I was lucky that for 2 years, which was basically the duration of the pandemic and the lockdowns in Britain, I was lucky that I could work remotely, I could work from home, so I spent 2 years mostly working from home, and that time, although it was a very dark time for me, it did bring me a sense of peace. It did bring me something actually that I needed. I needed to slow down in life. I needed a break away from the hustle and bustle of life, the busyness of life, the loudness of life. And the 2 years that we spent in and out of lockdowns during the pandemic really actually brought me a sense of peace and a sense of just pausing. Obviously, I was working from home. I wasn't experiencing traffic, rush hour on a daily basis. I wasn't experiencing loud noises in public, loud crowds, many people. So, from that perspective, the lockdowns brought positive things into my life, and I really did struggle to adjust back into the hustle and bustle of normal life. And I still struggle with it, to be honest with you, because obviously I experienced the pandemic. I experienced life when really it was, I described it as a pause. It was like the brakes were put on, and yeah, and yes, it was a crazy, bizarre time. But I quite liked that break away from everything and everyone, and just time to just be with myself. So I really struggled with that adjustment back into life at 100 miles an hour. So I created this ambient project, The Story of the Rose, to find escapism, to create escapism for myself, but also to create a musical space in which peace could be found. A lot of my music is inspired by the natural world, by things that we see in nature, by feelings and moods and emotions that being in nature can evoke. And Song of the Sea is no exception. Song of the Sea, as I've said, is inspired by gentle ocean waves. When I was writing this track, I had in my mind's eye just this vision of a beautiful summer's day, sun falling down on the ocean, waves gently ebbing and swelling, and the water glittering in the sunlight. That is basically what I was thinking of when I was writing this piece of music. So I really hope that you enjoy Song of the Sea. It's out now on all major music platforms. It's a very, like I said, it's a summery track. I actually use this track myself for relaxation, and I find it really does ease my mind and soothes my mind. So yeah, Song of the Sea by The Story of the Rose. It's out now on all major music platforms for you to stream or download.